Millions of views, thousands of videos, thousands and thousands of fans. Coming to you from Miamisburg, Ohio. The best podcast in the world according to Daniel J. Robinson. This is the Daniel J. Robinson Show. Hello everyone, my name is Daniel J. Robinson and welcome back to the Daniel J. Robinson Show. This is episode 12. Today I am recording this, the time, not the day, whatever, well actually both, is June 17th, 2020, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The reason why I say those dates is because if I want to look back, it's like, that is exactly when I was recording this podcast. Or, with things going on in the news and all that, because this, even though it's the 17th, it's Wednesday, it's not coming out till, let me see if that actually, yeah, it is Wednesday. It ain't coming out till the 20th on Saturday. So things could happen in the news or just in general, whatever, in the next 3 days. It's like, oh, why don't you talk about this thing that happened a couple days ago? Well, it's like because I recorded it the day before or whatever. Anyways, I haven't recorded like an actual good podcast since March. Because here's the thing, I recorded episode 11 in the middle of May. I think it was May 18th I uploaded it. I don't remember when I recorded it. I'm not going to check. I did that with my sister. And when I was recording that originally, I didn't plan it to turn it into a podcast. It just so happened to while I was doing that, I'm like, you know what? Let's just make this a podcast, because I was turning a bit more into just a certain conversation or whatever. It had to do with a lot of nostalgia and all that. But anyways, the episode before that, episode 10, is titled The Worst Episode Yet, because honestly, that was just a terrible episode. My sister wasn't really doing much. She was like probably playing League of Legends or something while I'm trying to talk to her and all that. It just sucked. I uploaded it, whatever, who cares? I just put it up anyways. But the last actual, legit episode that didn't suck or, wasn't originally recorded for another purpose was episode 9, titled Coronavirus and Twitter Chaos. Coronavirus, gotta pronounce it correctly. I should be able to pronounce it correctly, after all this time that's taken over. It's had more than 15 minutes of its fame. I'll just say that. People are never going to forget this. I'm never going to forget this whole ordeal. But anyways, that was at the end of March, I believe. Let me just click it. 28th, 29th. Oh, sorry, you heard the millions of you heard the meh, at the beginning there. All right, March 28th, that's when that was uploaded. So it's been over 2.5 months since the actual good, podcasts I've done. And I know I've said this the past few episodes I've done where I'm like, sorry, I haven't been doing this weekly or whatever, But I'm saying it, I'm sorry. I really need to get this schedule consistent. Because, well, here's the thing. During the summer, I've had way more time to just do other things. Or, I'm not limited. And I've been mainly focusing on streaming. That's something I've been doing, 4 or 5 times a week. I actually just try to do it every single day. Because, I don't have a job right now. I'm actually going to get one real soon. And college doesn't start until the end of August. And I will talk about that as well. So I keep saying, like whenever like you're actually talking or whatever, you don't realize how much you say the words, or what else, or like, and stuff like that, like those kinds of terms or whatever. And then you look back and you're listening to, stuff you've done or conversations, if they're ever recorded or something. It's like, seriously, what am I doing? Stop saying, and it's just like it automatically comes out and you don't even think about what you're saying. I literally just did it there. I just did it. I didn't even mean to purposely say there. What the frick? The heck, man? I gotta learn how to not do that, how to stop the ums and Okay. It helps to just definitely think. But the thing is, usually when I'm saying that's when I'm doing the thinking. But anyways, also, with the but anyways, I actually thought about what I was going to say there. But anyways, okay. Oh my, Oh, dude, I've been doing my crazy laugh to you lately a lot. So, I've been, I got, just said, just whatever. I'll talk the way I want to talk. You know what? I'm actually going to be learning other languages as well, and I can't even speak English. Like, that's the thing. I've been trying to learn Spanish lately, but it's like, I can't even properly speak English, as you've been able to tell. Here's the thing. I almost said right there, but it's like hard not to say it because it's like hard to think if I don't say it. I don't know why it's so hard to just move on to the next part without saying Goodness gracious. So, I'm trying to not say but anyways, or I'm going to try to not say those three terms during this podcast. So, I will say so though. I'll say the word so. So, I have this document I have on my computer, and it shows, oh goodness great, whatever. It's a bulleted list of all the things I usually talk about during my podcast. So we have the introduction, which I basically kind of just done. Netflix, if you remember. Oh crap, I said I'm seriously, you just cannot believe how often I say this stuff. It's not proper. I need to watch a video when I'm done streaming. I'm going to watch a video when I'm not streaming, recording this podcast. I'm not streaming. Oh my gosh. When I'm done recording this podcast, this 1 hour podcast, I'm going to go onto YouTube, watch a video, and search up the video, and then watch whatever it is, how to not say but anyways, stuff like that. So, there's Netflix. I'm going to talk about the shows I've watched, the polls, talk about polls I've done. I probably won't do that, though. I don't know. Uploads. I might just talk about, certain things I've been streaming. God, college, Sea of Thieves, question of the day, and conclusion. Hopefully that gives us an hour of content. So, we're going to talk about Netflix first and what exactly I have been watching. So, fresh in my mind, I think it was was it yes? I think it was yesterday, yes. Wow, I cannot believe how inconsistent I am with speaking, just how not ready and not prepared I am. Do I need to put a script so I don't say this stuff? Even though it's just a podcast, I'm just supposed to speak? I don't know. But okay, that's definitely something I'm going to work on. I'll definitely work on my speech so that these podcasts and just my videos in general are better. So I was at my sister's apartment yesterday, and she showed me this anime called No Game No Life. It's an anime from 2014, so it ain't recent. It ain't too old either. But there's 12 episodes in that, and me and my sister, we watched the first two. She's already seen it, but she hasn't seen it in a long time. I've watched the first 2 episodes. But I won't get back to that until I am done with Tiger King. And so with Tiger King, there's 7 episodes plus a special. I've seen the 7 episodes and not the special yet. I watched 3 episodes today, and that whole show, this chaos that happened, if you don't know, I'm talking about Tiger King. I don't want to spoil anything, but Tiger King is this documentary on Netflix. And it has to do with it. So there's this man. His name is Joey Exotic. Well, actually, it's Joey Maldonado, whatever it is. But he's known by as Joey Exotic, and he runs this tiger park in Wynwood, Oklahoma. And he has hundreds of tigers, mainly just tigers and all that. I'm sure he has a few other animals, but not on the property, I don't think. He feeds other animals to it, but it's basically just a tiger park where the tigers are the ones that get to live and eat, and or they're basically the pets there or whatever. And it's he does touristy and stuff like that. I don't know exactly all the the basics or all the ways and how the park was run. I will say run, because things have happened, and I'm not going to mention it, but he has an arch nemesis, and her name is Carol Baskin. I don't know why it's funny to say her whole name, Carol Baskin. Anyway, she's PETA, PETA, whatever it is. She's she works for this, I I think she owns this company named Big Cat Rescue. And what they do is they free tigers from captivity, and that it's not right to own them as pets or house pets or whatever. But basically, she wants Joey Exotic's Tiger Park shut down. And this makes Joey really upset. And basically, these people that were originally going to record this documentary, because you got to think about it, it was originally recorded, they began recording the documentary in 2015, but so many things happened between that time in 2018, 2019, that while they were, recording the documentary, as time was going on, crazy things were going on all sides, crazy backstories. I think it's called Murder, Mayhem, and what's the let me see. What are the words? The Tiger King. Yeah, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. Those are 3 words that definitely can describe this show. Because it ain't like there's good guys, bad guys, or anything like that. It's just all sides of craziness. Everyone that is interviewed in the show, most of them are pretty much freaking crazy. People who claim to be innocent are actually not, and the ones who technically actually are. I mean, well, like, here's the thing. So basically, you'd see as, Carol Baskin, she's like the good one or whatever. She's the one that's, not in any trouble. No, turns out her husband, who disappeared, who was a multi-millionaire or whatever, he had so much money, disappeared 20-something years ago. So it's like every single person has like some sort of thing that could go wrong and can be accused against of. And there's like cult leaders, there's so much craziness. I'd recommend. It's only 7 episodes. They're each like 45 minutes to like 50 minutes or something like that. But 7 episodes, that's not a whole lot. So if you have Netflix, please go watch it. My sister said she watched the first episode and then she just wasn't interested in it. I don't understand that, because I guess she wasn't paying attention or something, because all the episodes are fun. Well, not fun, it ain't like it's a fun thing to watch. I mean, Joey Exotic, he's pretty funny in his personality and all that. Goodness, it's like I'm talking and then it's like I'm not prepared to say the next sentence unless I'm like on a rant or something. Whenever I'm on a rant, it's like I can say bam, 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 bam. But then when I get to like a stopping point, it's like, okay, where was I gonna go with this? But so it's hard to do is it really this hard to do podcasts by yourself? Because I see so many people, they do it with another person. I guess that time when the other person is talking, you have time to think about what you're going to say and to clear your throat or whatever. But me, I'm all alone on this. I try to speak, constantly. I try to have, no silence, or there'd be like a couple seconds of silence, but I want to continuously be talking so I don't have to like trim things out. I know that sounds lazy, but that's just how I make my content. But I like how I try to say, I won't say but anyways, or but I'll just mix the two. I'll say but Oh my gosh. And then I said, I really don't mean to say that. It just comes out. Now, I will say I used to be in speech when up until the 5th grade, but 5th grade ended a long time ago, so I don't know if there's something wrong with me or what, but there, I said it again. I can't. I just don't know how. I'm just gonna have to watch some videos. I'm just gonna have to speak the way I normally do. So it's like I don't know how to properly move on to the next sentence or next like topic or whatever. Well, so with Tiger King, I'm trying to think. She was watching the first episode. Each one is like, it's like so crazy to watch, and it's like a bunch of oh my god moments. It's just like it's like World War. It's like a world war in Oklahoma, in southern Oklahoma. Things are getting crazy. In the whole tiger world, the whole animal, world. I don't know, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. You can watch it. There was this part that I will mention. Joey Exotic made a song, because basically Joey Exotic is accusing Carol Baskin of murdering her husband, because he went missing. But he says that she murdered her husband, and fed him to her tigers, because she has tigers, but not in the same way that Joey Exotic does things. She like rescues them or whatever, and I think she puts them back in the wild. I'm not sure, but there's a music video. It has like 10 million views, and it's on I think it's on Joey Exotic TV or something like that. And it's a song, and it goes like, it's like, here kitty kitty, mama's got a snack for you, or something like that. And it's someone who looks exactly like Carol Baskin, and she has like this pinch thing, whatever cooking tool it's called, and she's picking meat off a plate, and there's like a mannequin head supposed to be the head of her husband, and she's feeding actual meat to tigers. Of course it's animal meat or whatever, duh. But he's a really good singer. Joey Exotic is surprisingly a good singer. Now, yes, this it's weird. I'm like, when I was watching this, I'm like, this is a show I keep hearing about, because I kept hearing Tiger King, Tiger King, Tiger King without actually seeing it. I just always heard that those two words together in the past few months. And I'm like, okay, I need to check this out, and I did. And holy moly, it's crazy. Holy moly, I've been saying that a lot lately. Holy moly, but in this weird like term or accent, whatever I do. I'm like, holy moly. And so the other thing I've been continuing to watch. Oh goodness, maybe I'll just title this, Timmy. I'll title this Timmy. Not actually. I don't know, but I have some sort of speaking problem for some reason. Because I always sound, you always sound like this in your mind. It's like, I'd be like, bam, 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 if I ever got in like an argument or something like that. But then if something actually happens, I'm like, because whenever I'm thinking about like an argument that's going on in my mind, it's like it's like on something I'm knowledgeable on. It's like, oh, I actually know the facts to this or stuff like that. But then whenever it's like some sort of situation like that happens in real life, it's like, why is this person getting upset with me? It's like I don't know how to argue them, and I'm just dumbfounded, and I'm just in shock, and I'm just having my mouth open, just like, because I just don't know how to fight back. Like this happens with my father, because so basically I am getting a PayPal account set up. It's actually, I think it's ready now. I'm ready to keep track of my own money, because I do have money, not a whole lot. I'm not rich or anything. Like if I were to move out, I wouldn't last very long. But he talked about like this PayPal Me link or something, which I will set up, and you guys can use that later on. But he's like, well, what's a PayPal Me link? And he looked at me, and I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, what do you even want a PayPal account for? And I was just dumbfounded. I just stood there, because it's like, I don't know a whole lot about PayPal. I don't know a lot about digital money. The only money I ever get to use is if it's a gift card or if it's cash that's taken out of my bank account. I'm thinking I'm not the one who uses PayPal. I looked up certain things. I looked up differences between a business and a personal account. I don't know everything about PayPal, and then it's just like I'm dumbfounded. It's just like I don't even know what to say. But anyways, so back to Netflix. I've also been watching Bojack Horseman. Really good show, really good animation. My sister said she doesn't want to watch it because people say it's depressing, which it can be, but for the most part, it's pretty funny. It ain't like every episode just makes you want to tear up. I will say that my life though, personally, I don't know. I feel like I'm like Todd. If you know the show, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like a mix between Todd and Bojack Horseman. Todd, meaning that I am nobody and I never accomplished anything with my life, and then Bojack, because he's depressed, but at least he's had success in the past and tons of money. I'm totally just kidding, by the way. Actually, you know what? That's what my YouTube channel feels like. I'm like Bojack Horseman on YouTube, except for I'm like a 10-hit wonder or something. I've had like a few dozen videos on my channel that have gotten popular, and they're all memes for the most part. And then the rest is this bullcrap no one really cares about, which, whatever, I enjoy making it, and it's archived forever, so people do start watching it later on in case of like I get popular or famous, down the road. Then here's the thing, if I became like famous or something, all of my videos would at least get a few thousand views. Like, think about PewDiePie, and you look at his old videos, they all have quite an amount of views, you know. They all have at least like 10,000 views or something like that. Even this is the most obscure videos on his channel, not like his oldest one, of course, but just like if you like go to his oldest video and then scroll down for like a minute or so, it's like those videos are like forgotten, and you can't like easily see them if you just click on oldest videos. It's like, if that somehow like happens like with this podcast and stuff I'm doing now, then it's like, hey, whatever. And if not, oh well. But here's the thing: if YouTube wasn't a thing in my life, I would probably be working right now. I probably wouldn't have quit McDonald's, or maybe I would have. I probably would have just gotten another job. But because of YouTube, it's just I'm still occupied by that it gives me something to do. I'm not really ever truly bored, or I can be bored, but it's never like oh, there's nothing to do. I always have stuff to do. In fact, I have the schedule I have, and actually I think I've talked about it before, but I might mention it again real quick. I have the schedule where I try to accomplish each day, and I've never actually completed it all in one day. Even though it's not that hard, if I tried my hardest, I could probably get it all done in like 6 hours or something, or 7 hours, I don't know. But I just watch random YouTube videos I didn't plan on watching. I just sit in bed and relax or something. I might take a nap. Actually, I haven't taken a nap in like a couple weeks, which I'm very proud of, and I really don't want to. I really want to keep that up, because my sleep schedule has mainly been go to bed at like 11 or midnight or 1, and wake up at like 7, 8, 9 in the morning. So I'll probably go to bed tonight at like probably midnight and wake up at 8 a.m. So that's a really good sleep schedule, you know. That's not too early to bed, but the thing is, early to bed, early to rise. I think that's the best schedule. I mean, if you go to sleep at 10 p.m., wake up at 6 in the morning, that's 8 hours of sleep. And then you can get stuff done throughout the whole morning, and by noon, it's like you've accomplished so much. It's just like, it feels good to just at that time of day have so much done. You know, you have so much that has been completed. You know, even though you're going to bed at like 10, it's like still just having everything done at that time of day, it just feels better than, let's say you wake up at noon, and then you don't get everything done until 6 p.m. But it's like, oh, but I'm not going to bed till 4 in the morning. It's just still, because of the timing of the day, it just feels better to actually earlier in the actual day, not your day, but the actual day, to have stuff done. So that's why I've been waking up at 8 a.m., you know, because for reason, I don't like going to bed too early. Like 10 a.m., that's, I don't know, it's too early. It's too much close to how things were when I was a kid. And actually, I'll talk about that in a bit, you know, with sleep schedules as a kid and how you get way too much sleep. But yeah, because I used to always wake up in the middle of the night, but I'll get back to that. Yeah, I like staying up. I like it when it's nighttime, you know, and staying up till midnight, that's not bad at all. But with being a kid and having bedtime, you know, it's like, oh, you gotta be in bed by this time. Now that I look back, okay, I understand it, but at the same time, it's like they always say, oh, kids need this much of sleep, you know, like young kids who, you know, like really like actual like children, you know, like elementary school, middle school, you know, that age where, you know, you're given a bedtime and all that, and before elementary, of course, but then that gets into like toddler, infant territory, which is different. But as a kid, especially elementary school, you have this bedtime, and for me, I would have to go to bed at 9 or 9:30. It was usually 9 or 9:30. At my mom's, it was 10, but at my father's, it was 9 or 9:30. And yes, okay, kids need more sleep and all that. Kids need 9 hours of sleep. Okay, but here's the thing. So if kids need 9 hours of sleep, and I'm going to bed at 9 or 9:30, and you don't have to wake up until 7:30. That's 10 hours, 10 or 10 and a half hours. Oh yeah, and here's the thing. It would always take me forever to fall asleep. Because, well, here's the thing. Even if kids need 9 hours of sleep, and they're getting 9 hours of sleep, if you're getting 9 hours of sleep each night, you're going to eventually start having sleep problems, because you're just, you know, because, well, here's the thing. I never went to bed tired as a child. Rarely did I. Mainly, you know, when I had a bedtime or whatever, it'd be hard to fall asleep because I wasn't tired. I would, sometimes I'd be up for like 30 minutes to an hour pretty often, definitely weekly, trying to fall asleep. And then I finally would. And then I'd wake up at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and have a hard time falling asleep because it's like, well, I've been getting, every week I've been getting like 60 hours of sleep or whatever the math is or whatever, 60 something hours of sleep, in any given week. It's like, that's so much, It's like, okay, kids need 9 hours of sleep, whatever. But it's like, do kids need 9 hours of sleep every single night? I mean, for me at least, it definitely caught up to me. Often it would. And the thing is, I'd be waking up in the middle of the night and I'd have a hard time falling asleep and I'd become so bored. Here's the thing. I was too afraid at the time as a child. Elementary school, definitely. I was too afraid to just turn on my PlayStation 2 and play video games because often I'd actually keep my bedroom door open. I was too afraid that someone would catch me even though everyone was asleep because I was worried about the consequences or whatever. But if I were to go back then now and I had this bedtime and all that, and if I woke up in the middle of the night, I would have just made sure my door was shut, turned the audio down low, and played some video games. But no, it was good I listened to my parents, but still, it was rough sometimes. And then here's the thing, even with, me waking up in the middle of the night and all that, I wouldn't be sleepy at school. I was never tired at school, in elementary school and middle school. High school, that was a different story. Because then bedtimes became kind of obsolete. You become more responsible. You're responsible for your own bedtime and stuff like that. And I become tired at school because I'd be staying up late in the night at night, and and I had to get up early in the morning. So I don't know. I went on a whole rant about that, but it's just like I'm trying to think about how I'll do things with my children. I'll definitely have a bedtime for them. Toddlers, they need bedtimes, and plus they definitely should just absolutely do everything the parents say. Even elementary, actually, if you're in your parents' household, they pay the bills, you should listen to what they say. Unless you're like an adult, which I am now, so they're not going to treat me like a kid, but the thing is I live in their house, so I live by their rules. But I can stay up as late as I want. I'm responsible for a lot of my own stuff now. Getting my own things done. If I ever ask my dad something recently, he'll be like, just look it up on YouTube, ask your sister, you figure it out on your own. And I don't blame him, and I'm glad he does that. Because I need to learn things on my own. And that's also with this PayPal thing. It's like I want access to my own money. I have, like I said, not much money, but it's like I want access to it. If I want to buy something I see online, and if I want to buy it, then maybe it won't be the best choice, but I'll buy it. It's like at least give me the option to be irresponsible if I, learn the hard way or whatever, but I'm not going to do that. I'm already thinking in my mind, with some things I see online, it's just like, why would I want to buy that? Or like, here's the thing, this is a Steam sale coming up. There's a summer Steam sale. Steam sale. It's coming up. In the past, few years ago, I probably just, if I had access to my own money, I just buy all the things I have on my wish list. Now it's just like, I don't want to spend this money I have. Also, I don't want my father to, when I get this money, I don't want him to see that I'm just, spending money away and all that, which I don't want to do anyways. But there are a few things I want to buy. Actually, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But there are a few things I want to buy. But I definitely, actually, I have a wish list on Steam. There are Steam games I want to buy. But I don't want to do that, especially right when I get my, bank account information, access to my debit card, everything. I don't want to, things to look suspicious. Like, wow, I've already spent a couple $100 on a bunch of games. It's like, well, I saved the money, a lot of money, yeah, but, that's not the point. So the thing is, I'm not going to get anything for a Steam sale. Well, I am going to get SpongeBob Battle Keybound Rehydrator because I've wanted that game for a year, and I'm going to stream it the second it comes out. Like, I'm going to start streaming before it officially comes out. It's supposed to come out June 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, so I'll probably start streaming at 12:45 or something like that, or, a bit closer to 1. But that's a game that I'm spending money right when it comes out. Plus, it's 10% off, if you pre-order it right now, which I need to do still. But the thing is, I already have so many games on Steam that I need to play. And I'm not going to even, unless it's a game that I really want to get, then I'll get that game. I'm not just going to get stuff because, I have it on my wish list. I've had it there for a while. No. I'm only going to buy a game now unless I'm going to play it soon. There's so many games on my Steam accounts, because actually I have a couple, that I haven't even touched. So I'm going to stream all these games. And it could take a long time. It could take like a year. Who knows? I'm going to play all these games. All of them. Well, actually, no, it'll take longer because I'll be back in, school. I'll be going to college and having a job, so I won't be able to stream as much. Probably be back to just once or twice a week. Definitely not every day or almost every day like I've been doing. But anyways, get through a lot of those games before I focus on what's on my wish list. Because here's the thing. What difference does it make if there's a bunch of games sitting in your wish list or sitting on the sideline of Steam under the games that you own but you never touch them? It's like, might as well keep the money now and not have it spent. Even though you're going to eventually spend it. And here's the thing, I'm only going to buy the games when they're on sale because that's just the best way to do it. Duh. But it's just I don't need to just put more weight onto me. It's just like, now I'm going to have to worry about playing all these games eventually. No, just focus on the games I haven't played yet. It's PlayStation 2 games I haven't played yet. I still have several Wii and Wii U games I need to stream. I've definitely been catching up on lots of games to stream, in which I'll actually get to. I like how I mentioned something like, and I'll get to that in a little bit, because I've been talking a whole lot about that stuff. But if I go to my YouTube channel now, I'll just talk about it now. I go to my YouTube channel. And I can see what I've been streaming recently. So the last game I streamed, which I finished streaming yesterday, was Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion for the PlayStation 2. And I'll actually talk about all the other stuff. So I played the Simpsons game for the PlayStation 2, which I hated. The controls for that game sucked. I said I was going to just throw it, not throw it away, just sell it. Or break the disc. I almost broke the disc, actually. I was holding it in my hand, and I was thinking about breaking the disc, just snapping it into on stream. But I'm like, no, I'll just sell it. But now, when I finish streaming, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just get back to the game in a really long time. So it's back on my shelf of stuff I don't plan to sell. I've been streaming Sea of Thieves. I've done 3 streams of that. Ballistic Mini Golf, that was a horrible golf game I hated. There's other games I've been playing, but those are recorded videos. Like I did some golf with your friends videos recently, but those are videos. I'm just talking about streams right now. Stream Rabbits Go Home, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, the original. So yeah, the Fairly Odd Parents Breaking the Rules. CM Speedrunners from Hell, SpongeBob SquarePants Employee of the Month, New Super Mario Bros. U, Club Penguin Online, Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been streaming a lot of stuff lately. Jack and Dexter, The Precursor Legacy. That's where I began streaming, very frequently, was with that game. Well, not very frequently, but it slowly began to, speed up again with that game. So as you can see, and that's just in the past couple months, I've been streaming quite a lot of games and getting through them. And actually, SCU Speedrunners from Hell. That was May 17th. So in the past month, I have fully streamed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in just a month. So that's really good. That is really good. I've been streaming almost every single day. So, and I'm mainly right now, I'm looking at my Wii and Wii U games as games I want to, get through and stream. So if I look at that shelf, because all my Wii and Wii U games are on one shelf, I can look at that shelf and be like, okay, don't need to worry about looking at any of that. And then I'll focus on my PlayStation 2 games and maybe a couple Nintendo Switch games, stuff like that. But then the big thing that I'm really, it's like, ooh, that's going to be a lot of stuff to get through, is my freaking Steam, my 2 Steam accounts, which have tons of games on both of them. But I'll always have content provided. And here's the thing: if a new game comes out that I really want to play, I should, or if I'm like kind of interested in it, I should probably just get it and stream it when it's new, so I can have a chance of growing my Twitch account, which I've been doing recently. I've been using this program called Restream, which allows me to stream onto YouTube and Twitch at the same time. You can actually stream on many platforms as you want at one time, but I'm only use it for YouTube and Twitch. And I think there's a limit for the free version. I don't know if it's 2, but here's the thing: I only need it for YouTube and Twitch, so I'm good with the free version or whatever it is. So I already talked about Netflix. I talked about the games, I guess. So if I go to community and I look at the polls, I've probably done so many polls since the last time I talked about it. Yeah, but I did. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through these. You can just look at the community tab or whatever. Ooh, I did make a members only community post, which I will not mention because that's for community members only. Which so when I do that, you've seen it on YouTube before. But basically, when I create a membership on my channel, you'll see the join button next to my YouTube, next to the subscribe button. You've seen that on other channels before. And if you click that, there's going to be a video. I'm going to make that video probably when I get my bank account info, whatever, for my father and all that. So I have access to my money, all that stuff. And actually, in 5 hours, it's 7:06 p.m. right now. But, so I got my channel. I'm sorry I'm going back and forth. I promise that whenever I just randomly switch, the thing I'm talking about, I'm talking about the same thing, but I will get back to it, to what I was previously saying. So, it was May the 19th or 18th or something, May 19th, I believe. I got this notification that my monetization was turned off for a month, and I'm like, seriously? And it said that it's because I've been re-uploading content or whatever, or just taking people's content and using it on my own. But there were like no recent videos that showed me doing that. Or that was on my channel, but it's like, why now? And here's the thing: I actually did some stuff on my channel where I went to the settings and I added this feature, this non-skippable ad feature. It doesn't make all the ads on my channel non-skippable, but I did add that as an option if they were ever to come. It increased my daily income on YouTube to like, and I am open about this. So I'd be getting around like $1.50, $2 a day, which is good and all. And then when I turned that on, the non-skippable ads, which for some reason isn't a default option, I went from like between $4 and $5 a day. But then after like 2 days of that, bam, Thanos snap. I can't really snap my fingers. They throw it at me. It's like, seriously? Right when I start making more money, I guess they get suspicious because other people talked about it and they said that they got that when they noticed an increase of income. So hopefully, when my channel gets monetized, actually I have the option to monetize it again, to reapply is what it is. At midnight tonight. It's June 18th, and that's 5 hours from now. So we'll see how that goes. If I remember to actually do this podcast again for next Saturday, or have it, one ready for next Saturday because I'm not going to record it the same day. I will talk about how that went. So, and then we have uploads. I put like uploads as like a bulletin. There's like things I could talk about. I'm looking around. I've just been posting memes and the final touches on some Bevel stuff, memes. I've been doing streams. Mainly streams and memes is what I've been doing. That's what most of my content is. Streams and memes and a few other videos and all that. That's mainly what I've been doing. I do have... Oh, that's right. I do have this document on my computer, and it's titled Video Essays or Video Ideas, I think. I think it's just Video Essays. I think it should be... what is it titled? It should be Ideas for Videos. Let me see. Video Ideas, that's what it is. Okay. And I have like 15 different things, video ideas that I want to do. I don't want to mention it here because I think I'm just going to make a straight up just video dedicated to me talking about that. But it's not just memes and it's not just memes and streams or whatever like that. It's like actual video ideas that are, I don't usually upload these video essays. I don't really know what the definition of it is, of a video essay. I guess that means I research something for a video and I like inform people on a certain topic, whatever. I think that's what it's supposed to mean. But in many ways, this videos like that is a lot of things I want to talk about, and I'll talk about it. I don't even. Well, here's the thing. I don't even know if I've uploaded that video yet. Maybe I'll record that video and upload it before this one comes out. So we'll see. Okay. So, well, actually, I do have a God on my list, and I definitely should talk about something from God, which is something I always want to try to do on my podcast. But again, and I've mentioned this in previous podcasts, which is that I don't really know what to specifically say. Other than that, what, like, I'm trying to think, like, here's the thing. I always try to think of, like, new knowledge I've obtained of God. Well, something that I'll say is that, God, the thing is, and this is like an American issue, especially, which is a lot of Americans, especially American Christians, have a problem with this. Well, and this is something my father told me. He's like, God has the right to do what he wants. He's never going to sin. He's never going to lie to us or whatever. But God is in charge, and he will do things whether we like it or not. Like, I was listening to this guy. His name is Phil Vischer or something like that. I think that's I forget how to pronounce his name. But he created Veggietales. And he talked about, this is a good thing to talk about with God. He talked about how often in Veggietales we would, they'd animate, stories, with vegetables, of course, unless you don't know what Veggietales is. And they would talk about, Daniel and the Lion's Den, David and Goliath, Noah's Ark, there's all these, Jonah and the whale, like all these stories, Joseph and his 12 brothers. I keep mentioning all of them. But there's all these stories that, a lot of people, even non-Christian people, they know the stories to this. They know what happened, or they know like the general basis of it, and just in their animations, they get a bit more into detail and actually, show it through animation, which was, a way to entertain children. And at the time, when I was a child, that's how I learned stories like that. Or maybe I already did know, but I guess I don't know where I learned a lot of basic Christian, tales. Like, these are like, here's the thing. I don't remember a time where I didn't know the story of Daniel and the Lion's Den. I don't remember a time where I didn't know Jesus was a thing. Because, well, here's the thing. I was, like, my parents started taking me to church. I think they became Christians or started going to church themselves when I was like a baby. Like, when I was born, God just put something in the head, or just allows some sort of arrangements where it's like, you better have this boy raised as a Christian, because even though he's a Christian, he's going to be freaking screwed up. So you better, become Christians yourselves. Well, here's the thing. You should, everyone, God wants everyone to, believe on the Son anyways. But it's just like, I'm just thinking, like, if I wasn't a Christian, my God, I'd be so horrible, because I'm already like a terrible person anyways. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I'm a thief. Sometimes I am a thief. Because I don't steal things at stores, but sometimes, and I don't steal money either, but I'm trying to think. I just think, I mean, I have stolen things, not home, but I don't know. Like, I don't take it as so serious for some reason. I don't know why. Like, if I see a video of someone at a store stealing stuff, it's like, if I wasn't a Christian, I'd probably do the same thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just a terrible person. Like, I think that's what my big sin, like, I guess there's no such thing, but that'd be like my one main sin that I'd always, just be breaking. It's just thief, steal. Oh, 20. I saw that person drop it. I'll take it. They'll never know. It's just like, I'd be terrible. I'm just looting off of everyone. Not really. I'm not like that. I don't steal. Well, I have, but that's not something I regularly try to do. At least I try not to. Which I'm making myself sound really suspicious. I promise I'm not just a straight up thief. Like if you see me, don't worry about the stuff you have. I'm not gonna take it. But I just don't want to think about how I'd be if I wasn't a Christian, because I've already done horrible things. And me as a Christian I'm just so lukewarm. I do have a lot of knowledge. I'll say I am very knowledgeable on what the Bible actually means and how it should actually be applied to your life. Because that's the thing. And when we get back to it with these Veggietale animations, basically they're kind of like bedtime stories you tell your children. When you watch those Veggietales animations, they teach morals and all that. But the thing they don't really teach is how God and how the Bible itself, how can it, the morals they do, but how do they apply to your life? Because Phil Vischer, he talked about how, they did the Noah's Ark story, but they didn't show the part where the boat is surrounded by tons of corpses, because the whole world had been killed because they were violent. The reason why, and here's the thing, God flooded the world, because it was filled with violence. And unfortunately, everyone, even innocent people and children, had to die of that. But God's just not going to Thanos snap. I like how I say Thanos snap, but yeah, Thanos snap the minds of whoever. He's not going to turn them into like robots. But here's the thing: kids, young children or whatever, they don't go to hell. So it's like, I guess it's better as to have them just taken away instead of grown up to become susceptible and responsible for their actions and know what between good and evil and stuff like that. And here's the thing. I also should mention this too, which is that people don't go to hell because they don't believe in Jesus. People go to hell because of their sins. But here's the thing. If you were to never sin, then you wouldn't need to believe in Jesus. You'd be able to go to heaven. Because, then there'd be no reason for you to go to hell because, I never sinned. Why am I going to hell? But here's the thing. Everyone sins. And because we have the right to and we have the choice. Technically, here's the thing. It could be possible. It's impossible because we all sin and we definitely just will. I'm going to say I do it every day, I'm sure. I wonder what the last day was where I didn't sin that day. Maybe I was like 5. I don't know. I'm just making bull crap up. But I just will say that yes, I sin every day and I'm not perfect and I deserve to go to hell. Because I think of heaven as being a place where it's like once you get there, it's like, it's like you're seen as a good person on earth, but it's like, no, I don't deserve this. I really don't deserve this. But I feel like if I were to go to hell, I feel like there'd be that teeny tiny 1%, if that, thing in the head. It's just like, yeah, I deserve to have the worst kind of pain, torment ever, forever, But in heaven, it's just going to be like, I absolutely do not deserve this. So like the glory of heaven and its wonderfulness, like overpowers like even like the worst parts of hell. Because it just shows that heaven is just that good and that perfect and that wonderful, while hell, okay, it could be that, with hell, it's like, oh, it's so horrible, nothing could be worse. I don't know. Maybe like the worst parts of hell is like, the pure opposite are the best parts of heaven. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, so I got into that quite a bit, but I like talking about that stuff. And so basically Phil Vischer, when he's saying about Veggietales animations and stuff like that, is that children need to actually be taught what's in the Bible. And he actually had this newer show, I think new now, but this show he did after Veggietales, where he actually talk about things that are in the Bible. And so if you hear like a ripping noise, I'm kind of like turning away at my chair. It's kind of just fiddling with it. This gaming chair, quote unquote gaming chair, it sucks. I have a Devoco gaming chair in it, and I don't know. It just sucks. It's not like the DX Racer chairs or whatever. It just, I don't know. It just looks cool. I don't know. I mean, the seat I'm sitting on doesn't look cool, but like the thing behind me that you can see, like the headrest on the chair and all that, the upper parts of it, they look nice. I don't know. Whatever. So I guess And he was talking. Oh yeah, that's right. The video was talking about why high schoolers or people when they get out of high school or when they're no longer forced to go to church, why they leave the church, which is that they just see God as like a fairy tale or like a bedtime story, almost like the Easter Bunny or the or like Tooth Fairy, stuff like that. Santa Claus, things that you forgive as a child, but with God, of course, it's more important. But if you're being taught that as it sounds like a bedtime story, and it's like. It's like, oh, God ended up, did these things, but then it ended up being, like, good in the end, or, like Daniel the Lion's Den, Noah's Ark. It's just, like, they are, like, they kind of are, in a way, they're kind of like bedtime stories. I don't know. I mean, well, those are a bunch of Old Testament, well, even New Testament, too, stories that could, be, talked about as a bedtime story, even though they're not. They're real. And the kids are like, okay, and then they go to bed and they don't, see how that applies to their life. Or I'm not sure. But you definitely try to teach your kids as not as if as a Christian, if you believe in it, of course you're gonna want to teach your kids the same thing. If you believe in it. If you don't teach your kids the same beliefs that you have, it's like, what are you doing? Well, that makes no sense. I'm sure there's atheists listening to this. It's like, if you believe in something, you're going to want to teach your kids the same beliefs you have because you believe in it and you don't want them to believe in something else that could be wrong or incorrect or hurt them or whatever. Yeah, teach, like, I wonder how I'm going to do this. It's like, don't teach your kids this God being this, this bald guy with a giant white beard up in the clouds. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. I'll say it. A bunch of BS. It's just not like that. But anyways, I'm going to move on from that now. There's a couple more things I want to talk about. So Sea of Thieves. So Sea of Thieves is a game on Steam. Well, actually, no, it's not on Steam. It was originally, it's recently been put onto Steam. It was originally on its own website or whatever. And my father, he showed me this game. And one day it was on sale. Instead of $40, it was for $20, and he's like, "Here's the time, Daniel. I'll buy this for you." Or, actually, no, I actually bought it, but he used my money to buy it, because he has access to it, and I want and I don't want that to be the case anymore. He doesn't take anything from me, but I just want access to my own money so I can make my own decisions and stuff like that. But on the channel, there's already 4 long videos, like they're each like an hour long at least. I've done streams. I've been a few hours. My shortest one's like an hour and a half. So it's definitely over 10 hours of content that game on my channel, around there, or something like that. But it's been a fun game. But it's not a game where I play every single day. Like my father plays it with his friends every single day. It's a fun game, but it's not something I see myself playing every single day. I might play it a couple times a week throughout the summer. In fact, I actually haven't played it in like nearly a week, I think, or like maybe like 4 or 5 days or something like that. Actually, that's right. I did play it a few days ago, but I didn't record it because it just didn't need to be, and it wasn't anything interesting going on. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's an alright game. But here's the thing as well, like League of Legends. My sister, which I mentioned earlier, my sister tried to get me into League of Legends, or, she showed me to it. She's like, make an account. And I'm like, just by looking at the gameplay, I know that I wouldn't enjoy it. And it's like an RPG, and this is the RPG. It's just not my type of game. I'm a very visual person when it comes to, I think everyone is, duh. Everyone likes good visuals. That's why everyone's complained about the design that, PlayStation 5. Oh, it looks like a lab code. It looks like this or whatever. But with video games, it's just like, I don't know. It's just RPGs are not my type of thing, if that's what it even is. League of Legends, is that what it is? I don't know. I know what it looks like, but whatever. So I also do have college on my bulletin list of things I want to talk about. So on Monday, 2 days ago, I talked with an academic advisor at the college I want to go to, which specifically is Sinclair Community College in Dayton. And we would talk about, classes I need to take, because basically, here's the thing. Here's my situation. So I want to get a bachelor's degree in motion pictures. But the motion pictures program is not at Sinclair. It is at Wright State University, which is also in Dayton. And here's the thing: Sinclair and Wright State, they work, for back and forth. Sinclair, they had an open house I went to in October, and they had representatives from Wright State that were there. So they have a lot of people that are at Sinclair for a couple of years, and then they transfer to Wright State. So they're very familiar with each other. They ain't like, so what does Wright State do? It's like they definitely know a lot about what Wright State does. Because there's a lot of students there that are going to be going there, or they want to know about it, or just whatever. But basically, motion pictures is not provided at Wright State. It's a 4-year program that you can only do at Wright State. But the thing is, you can get a lot of classes out of the way, a lot of the the requirements out of the way, like your social sciences, communications, or whatever it's called, your mathematics, your history, whatever, just all the basic college class, the Ohio Common Core, I think it's what it's called. You need this certain amount of credits for, in this subject, 6 hours in this, 3 hours in this, or whatever, of credit. And so, I've seen it, I've seen the list. It's not a whole lot. I was talking with the academic advisor, it'll probably take me 1 year. But here's the thing: once I get all of those done and out of the way, once I go to Wright State, I won't have to worry about a single class that doesn't have to do with motion pictures. Because, for the most part, I think, because I won't have to worry about any more English. I won't have to worry about, actually, I don't even think I have to worry about any more English now, because with the communications, you need 6 hours of it. I've already done 3. Like, here's the thing, and especially for younger people that might not understand it. For some reason, I don't know how it works. A bit, if like credit hours or something, basically like one class is like on average 3 hours. So I did English Composition 1, which is just a general college English class. It's like the first one you take, your first English class for college, which I already finished in high school because I did something called College Credit Plus. But anyways, so it's like each class ain't like, oh, you're there for 3 hours. I'm not sure. Or like, oh, it only takes 3 hours and you're done. That's a retarded, way of seeing it. But I've already done 1. But there's 3 classes, so that's a total of like 9 credit hours. For communications, you only need 6. So I have 3 out of the way. I only need 3 more. I did take English Composition 2 in the second semester of my senior year. I took English Comp 1 the first semester of my senior year, which I just completed senior year a month ago. I failed English Comp 2 because I was just falling behind on it, and I just wanted to focus on getting good grades on my high school classes because I knew those were more important than the English Composition 2 one, because I'm like, I don't even know if I need English Composition 2. And I knew that if I failed it, I could just redo it again. While I can't redo high school classes, college you can. I didn't want to fail it. I did probably over half the work, but I guess you need a 70%. I probably got like a 60-something percent, unfortunately, but whatever. The thing is, there's also another choice, which is public speaking. So what I'll do is when I get to Sinclair, when I apply for classes, which I'm going to do real soon. Actually, I need to check my email, my personal one, to see if I got information sent yet from my academic advisor that I talked to. But anyways, I wonder if I just click here and see if I'm not recording. Oh my god, I'd cry. I just go crazy. I'd be like, I just start laughing like crazy SpongeBob or something. What was I talking about? I know what I was talking about, but I know what I was talking about. I'm just thinking about like what part of it, where was I talking about? Yeah, so public speaking, I'm just going to take that. If I don't have to ever worry about another, like, English class again where I have to do tons of essays and stuff like that, hallelujah. I still have some social studies to do, probably like a Western civics class or, history class, Western history class or whatever. But it's like, whatever. Once all that is done, when I get the right state, I'll probably only have, like, 3 years worth of, like, stuff to do because each... there's terms instead of semesters. I believe they're called terms. Yeah. And so it's usually, 2 terms a year. So basically there's this plan where, it's like, you want to do motion pictures? Here's like the terms, and here's like how you can get through it in that amount of time. And basically in like each term they have like one common core class or two, because like throughout your 4 years at Wright State, it's like, oh, you'll be taking one class that isn't really related to your career. It's just a general thing you need to do. What I'm doing is just getting all of that out of the way so that when I go to Wright State the following year, a little bit over a year from now, all my classes will have to do with camera work, videography, pictures, just all that sort of stuff that deals with motion pictures. And actually, I kind of I've always wanted to do acting stuff as well. So I'll see how it works, and maybe I'll talk about it in another podcast because I don't want to get into it way too long. So I'll probably talk about it again. I'll talk about it next week. But I want to figure out a way I can do well, not both, because you can't do 2 majors. That's ridiculous. I want to go for 8 years. Hell no, hell no. But I feel like it'd be more useful, and I'm getting the best of both worlds if I do motion pictures, because I feel like actors they don't get a whole lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Like they're just taught where to go and where to be and stuff like that. They're learning all the theater and the stage stuff, while the camera person is being told, the actors, they're gonna go here, so you want to make sure you turn your camera here and stuff like that. But I feel like, the people that are behind the scenes that are watching, they're going to get an idea of like how a good actor is, or, should be when they're watching it. Because, they're watching the stuff they're producing. So, but, the actors, it's just different. They're not seeing all the behind the scenes stuff. And plus, I feel like with acting, I feel like I could just, well, not I feel like this, I feel like that, but, I just believe that it'd be more useful if I were to learn a bunch of hands-on camera operation equipment, production, motion picture stuff like that. And just, here's, you're spending college, to be an actor. When the thing is, I don't even know if I'll be an actor because I don't want to move to Los Angeles. I know that they have a bunch of acting jobs down in Atlanta now. There's a big movie industry there in Georgia now. But I just feel like I have a much better opportunity of getting a job as well if I do motion pictures. And here's the thing, if I want to do some acting, I'll do it on my YouTube channel. Here's the thing, I got 20 million views nearly, So it's like, I bet some of these teachers that are teaching at these colleges, I bet, motion picture teachers, whatever, I bet they're not making stuff and they've gotten 20 million views off of all the stuff they've made. So I don't know. I definitely want to get better at making videos though, making like video essays and research stuff like that. So we'll see, and maybe I'll work in the newsroom. Maybe be like a camera operator in the newsroom. I'll record like the news, the news anchors and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do that. Who knows? I don't know. So here's my question of the day. Actually, I don't have one yet. Let me think of one, because I'm going to end it here. And the question of the day. My question of the day. Actually, no, because we've been talking about college, I will mention it. So here's my question of the day for you. Are you going to college? You can answer yes or no. You can also answer why. But also, if you are in college already, or if you've already graduated, what did or are you doing? Like, what is your major? Let me know. And let me know like more details if you'd like. That's my question of the day. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. I want these podcasts to be like around 1 hour. I don't want to just continue talking and have it be like nearly 2 hours, which some of them have been. I was looking back. I'm like, wow, a lot of these are like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's kind of too much. 1 hour is like a really good length for a podcast, and plus it ain't like I have awesome guests, whatever like Joe Rogan does. So it ain't like I could provide 3 hours of entertaining content. I think 1 hour is enough. But whatever. I think that's all I have to say. You're probably hearing the outro music right now and me listening to this. Continue editing, please, and don't stop. I'm probably going to say something, about, what I'm saying right now. It's like, shut up, former me. And that's the thing. Like, sometimes I've been editing videos and it'll like freeze, but it'll be like, because it's like looping like a random part, like audio clip, and it's my voice. I'll be like, shut up, Daniel. I'll be like, shut up. Stuff like that. Oh, hopefully they don't hear from downstairs, me banging on my table. I'll just say I was recording. But that's it for now. As always, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share.